Hey everyone, welcome to The Roadmap, Benzinga's new NFT show. The last few episodes, we've had some great interviews. We've had the teams behind the Vogu Collective, Robotos, the Doge Pound, Oniforce, cryptodads, and the Bloot team. We've also done some NFT giveaways and plan on doing those in the future, so stay tuned for more great giveaways. We've got a great show today. Joining us, we'll have the co-founder of Rarible, and we'll also dive into the news and some current and upcoming drops and events to talk about. But without further ado, everyone, this is The Roadmap. All right, what's up, everyone? Yeah, welcome to The Roadmap, Benzinga's new NFT show. We currently air Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern time. We're working on getting more show times because I know everyone out there wants more NFT coverage. So if you guys would like Benzinga to add more NFT shows, go ahead and hit 1 in the chat and go ahead and smash that like as well so we can get started up. Let me go ahead and bring on my co-host, Maz. Maz, what's going on, buddy?
Yo, what's going on, Chris? How you doing today, man?
Doing great. I mean, another exciting week, right? There's so much always going on in NFT land. There's mints every day. There's events every day. There's, new NFT drops for existing products. There's new roadmaps put out. There's just so much going on out there.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, the shout out to the chat. I'm looking at it right now. Looks like we have some Dizzy Dragon owners in there. So shout out, thumbs up really quick. Let's get the show going. So shout out to them. We have some amazing headlines to get to today. And yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have to dive into dragons in a minute. It looks like that community is showing up in full force today. Maz, it's Tuesday. So one of the first things we like to do is talk about the last week, right? So I want to talk about last week's top 10 in sales volume real quick. So yes. No surprise, Axie Infinity leading the way again for the third straight week. Sales of 109.0 million. Then we had CryptoPunks number 2, artblocks number 3. Again, no big surprises. The big surprise was Cupcats, right? Yeah. Cupcats coming in 4th place. 16.9 million, sales volume up 3,300%. That was the big gainer. And then Cool Cats at 5, Bored Apes at 6, Mutant Apes at 7, and then the other big gainer, Lazy Lions at 8th. Lazy Lions up 36%. They did have a NFT drop that we'll talk about in a minute, so they did see some heavy volume from that. And then, Maz, I went and I looked past the top 10, and the other big surprise for me was NBA Top Shot. They had sales volume of 6.8 million last week, up 91.8%. Wow. I think they were 14th place. So again, not in the top 10, but a nice increase. That was a project we highlighted last week that it was gaining some more, steam, getting back up. And remember, NBA Top Shot's 4th all time with sales volume of 720 million. So nothing to sneeze at here. That's our top 10. Maz, absolutely. Let's get into some recent mints and events. Tell me about these Galactic Apes.
Yes. Yeah, so we had a stealth drop this weekend. Galactic Apes, they dropped no marketing. They shut down their Discord. They didn't post anything on Twitter. They have a Genesis drop, which is around 100 pieces. They launched before Bored Apes, and I think the floor for those was around 15. I think it's definitely much higher now. So there was some sort of substance there, but they dropped 10,000 pieces. I think it was Saturday night. They sold out in 5 minutes, and then just the hype after that has been absolutely insane. I'm a big fan of the art. If you look at them, they're pretty cool. So the floor is around 1 ETH right now. And, there's some sort of a gamification they're doing where you have to collect, the apes. They have 3 different types of apes. They have gorillas, orangutans, and chimpanzees. You got to collect all 3 to play the game, which we're going to see soon what they mean by that. But a lot of hype here. Were you able to mint, Chris, or have you followed up with them?
I followed this project. I wasn't able to mint. The timing just didn't work out with that contract. But I mean, this artwork looks great. And I like the fact that there is 3 different classes, and
Yeah.
having that gamification, wanting people to collect all 3 or have more than one ape, I think could provide, some additional value. This is a project where it's 1 ETH now, and I think the flipping's done, and I think this one could have some long-term lasting value. So I'm definitely looking at it as more of a long-term play here. I think the value is going to increase here.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then I know something big happened yesterday. Do you want to tell us what that was? As far as we had a big celeb change his profile picture.
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about celebrities on the show. Again, celebrities don't make or break a project, but when you get a big name to attach themselves to your project, especially if it's as well known as Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq himself,
Huge.
15.5 million followers on Twitter, and he changed his profile picture to a Creature World, a well-known NFT project. And Maz, no surprise here, in the last 24 hours, Creature sales $6.2 million, number 4 in sales volume on CryptoSlam, and sales volume up 1,144%. That is the Shaq effect.
Wow.
And this one's got some other big names in it too. I think Gary Vee owns some.
Yeah.
And some other big celebrities. So this isn't a first one. The floor price is 2.35 now on these. I think it was well under 2 before, more like closer to 1. And these sales just took off yesterday. And I mean, this is kind of a different one, right? We haven't seen as much artwork like this. So I like it. And Shaq didn't really make an announcement, right? He just changed his profile picture. So there's a chance he could put out a tweet or say something about Creature, and that could bring even more value. What do you think?
Yeah, that's the crazy part, right? He didn't make an announcement. He didn't say anything. He just changed his profile picture, and that's it. And that's so crazy that created this, wave of FOMO. Big whales started buying after that, and the price shot up. I forget what it was at before, but it's gone up substantially. So yeah, if he does shout out, we don't know if there's a collaboration. We don't know anything. We don't know if he's just a fan, if it was paid. We don't know anything at all. So it's going to be interesting to watch for the next couple of days. I like the art, Creatures, I think it's different. I think it's definitely blue chip material. So we'll see where that goes. Another big mint that happened yesterday. So it seems like we're in the cycle of cute profile pictures now, right? So a lot of these cute profile picture NFTs are just going through the moon here. And we had a big one yesterday, Winter Bears. Were you able to mint those, Chris?
I wasn't. I'm sad to say that I was actually on a call with a team member here at Benzinga. I saw the activity picking up, and by the time I got off the phone, these things had already sold out. Gas was running crazy. But I mean, it shouldn't come as that big of a surprise, right? Once people saw this cute profile that is, the hot play right now. And look at that. I mean, a 0.2 floor. I think it hit almost 0.3 yesterday. And these were cheap to mint, right? So this was a nice project for anyone who was able to catch that move there.
Exactly. And it seems like, you know what it is? It's a FOMO from Cool Cats. These all kind of resemble or seem inspired by Cool Cats. Cool Cats hit 10 ETH floor this weekend. There was a big celebration. It was trending on Twitter. So it's no surprise that people are priced out of that. They're trying to find, projects that are cute like this and, can build community. So community is a big part, plus the cute profile picture as well.
Definitely. So the next project I'm scared to talk about because the chat might start going crazy. But we have Dizzy Dragons. So Dizzy Dragons, they announced an update to their roadmap, right? We are the roadmap after all. That's one of the things we still look at, on these projects. So I remember watching this project when it was like 0.03, 0.04. They did a fusion where you could merge together 2 of your dragons. So it's a deflationary project, right? So there's 6,000 of them right now. The floor is 0.19, and they're actually still fusing through Thursday the 30th. So that's going to be the last day that you can fuse under the current roadmap. And then they announced that they're expanding the Dizzy universe and lore with a new collection. So if you owned a fused dragon, you will get a free claim to the new collection. So right now, if you were to buy 2 dragons, fuse them together, you're going to get a free mint on that next project. Maz, you know how much I like, the roadmaps, and I like buying into these projects where you get a new NFT out of owning. I'm a big fan of that reward system. I think it provides good value. So here you have 2 things, right? You have deflationary, there's going to be less dragons out, and then also getting a new claim. To me, that's a win-win. So I've been looking at these dragons. Hopefully I'm not driving the price up too much right now talking about them, because this is one on my watch list. What do you think, Maz?
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of deflationary, roadmaps. I like to see less supply, or just, ways to reward early community members. And, we're still so early in the NFT world that doing this, as the projects take on, as more people join, there's less supply, more demand, you reward people that hodl. So I love it. And I like the art. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love the art, and it sounds like maybe we need to have the Dizzy Dragons team come on a future show and tell us more about the roadmap and this artwork.
Yeah,
So if you're out there, hit us up on Twitter, let us know, and we can get Drizzy, with everyone on this show.
let's do it. So speaking of, drops, we have not fungible bones. Have you seen those, Chris?
I have. They were kind of cool looking, right? Because they were kind of unique. Something I hadn't seen yet. This skeleton. So we also have a bit of a Halloween theme. And Maz, these things
Yes.
got hot in a hurry. I mean, this is a 10,000 NFT project. The floor is 0.2. This was a cheaper project to begin with that people just,
Was it a free mint?
this one might have been free. I mean,
Yeah,
this one just shot up in a hurry and it got a ton of attention.
exactly. And just, yeah, like you said, Halloween's coming up. This seems like a perfect Halloween like hodl play. Look at that one, 87 ETH. Wow.
That's crazy. Yeah, we might have to do a show on some Halloween NFTs, because Maz, I've been looking. I've been thinking, hey, what's gonna be the next NFTs that everyone circles around for Halloween? We're already seeing some move up, but I think there's a couple more that could be going. So stay tuned for that a future show here.
Absolutely.
Maz, we've got another well-known project, Lazy Lions. So Lazy Lions, the mint price was 0.05. They sold out in less than 5 hours. And these things, they recently dropped bungalows, which were free for all holders, minus the cost of gas. And look at that floor price. The floor price is 2 ETH on these now.
Wow.
I mean, and you heard me say 0.05 to mint. That I've seen lots of people with this as picture, which again, that's
Same.
part of the the big bull case for NFTs, right? With some of these ones that are animals, they're cute, they do well as a PFP, as you want to see a lot of people that have them as their PFP. And I've seen a lot of lions out there. I think they look cool, right? I mean, great artwork. You've got some different traits there. I mean, the cigarettes, the different hair color. You got hats on some. I mean, we got the beanie hat there. And then the bungalows right there. I mean, that's kind of cool, right? Where's your lion going to live? You get a free mint of a bungalow for your lion to live at. So a nice reward again for the lions.
Yeah, that's a great point. And the Lazy Lion community, I see them everywhere. Like you said, profile pictures, I see so many of those on Twitter, on Discord. And to me, that's a strong sign of the community. So that's really cool to see.
Awesome. Well, I know we've got one that is on Rarible. Let's save that one for when we get into our interview. Maz,
Yes.
art blocks, we talked about it last week, right? The Chromie Squiggles. Did you happen to see that there was another big sale for the Chromie Squiggles?
Yeah, there was a big sale. I think it was Chromie Squiggle 4697 for 945 ETH, which is around 2.8 million. There's been big sales in the last week or so, which is interesting because art blocks has there was a slight dip in the last couple of weeks, so it's interesting to see the squiggles going for these all-time highs.
I mean, those things just continue to, set records, and,
Yeah.
$2.88 million for a Chromie Squiggle. That is insane. And Art Blocks continues to do more and more drops. Maz, how about Alphabetty, right? We had Alphabetty team on not too long ago, and we saw that floor price rise over the past couple days. We did see some well-known traders and discords, circle around this, but also Alphabetty announced a DAO, right? So current and future owners of Alphabetty will own part of the Betty DAO, where they will get 2% of secondary sales. And then that DAO also owns 132 Bettys, 29 coloring books, a mutant Ape Yacht Club, 5 ETH, and another 1 ETH in other NFTs. You can see some of them in that picture there. Maz, I'm a big fan of the DAO component too. So what do you think of this Alphabetty news?
Yeah, we like the Bettys, and shout out to the team. We had them on a couple weeks ago. Such a great team, and to see them, bring the DAO to life is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I love the work. I think it's a great long-term play. They've been around for some time in the NFT world, so seeing them have, a nice bounce back and trending again is awesome.
And then, Mass, have you ever heard of these the Bras? This is a project on Rarible. Alyssa, if we can get that artwork up, this is an interesting one, right? So we're going to talk to Alex from Rarible, and I hadn't heard of this project, but I recently found it. I like the artwork. What do you think of that, Maz? I mean, these are kind of cool looking.
Yeah, they are. The Bras, let me see. I'm looking at them now. Let's see. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to do more research in that, or maybe get this get this team on. I mean, I haven't seen anything, exactly like this, which I'm always a fan of. Uniqueness, something different. And again, you can find these on Rarible. Looks like they are auctioning off right now. But we do have an interview to get to, so I'm super excited. We get to talk to Alex Salnikov, the head of product and co-founder from Rarible. So without further ado, let's bring on Alex. Alex, welcome to the Roadmap. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys for having me today. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we're excited to hear more about Rarible. Of course, Rarible is a well-known NFT platform, but we want to dive into some of the specifics. But first off, Alex, can you just tell viewers who may not be familiar with Rarible, what is Rarible all about?
Rarible is all about creating and selling your own NFTs. So we started 2 years ago as the platform where anyone could create NFTs. Back then, that was a luxury. Every platform was closed out. You needed to pass the VIP invite system, get yourself verified, but on Rarible, like everyone was able. So it's like everyone welcome NFT marketplace, and we are really into the yellow and fun and playful stuff. I guess this part of the world being nice designed UI UX is what excites us a lot in the NFT space too.
Perfect. Well, we talk a lot about big NFT projects, celebrities or well-known projects that launch, they mint, strong secondary sales. Can you tell us about some of the most successful projects that have launched on Rarible?
Yeah, just in this weekend, we had the large drop by Lerona. You can find it in the top collection section, in the hot collection section. They made 700,000 just out of the 5 or 6 items. So that basically was like 30 ETH per item in the auction. You can see them all over the world. It's the famous boys collection. All over the Twitter, like a lot of guys in Twitter have that on their avatar. I think Stani from Aave, the protocol, the DeFi protocol, has one on his avatar. So pretty famous one. And also the previous ones, a big one, probably the Kid 8 person who launched the not 10K but 8,888 collection of his devils. Nice. So he is like long-time Rarible user. He made several consecutive drops of $150,000 over and over again. We love him so much. I own one too.
Awesome. Well, we do know that there are, some other NFT platforms out there. I won't name any, but Alex, can you tell us, how is Rarible different than some of your competitors out there?
Yeah. So first of all, Wearable was always really appealing to the creators. So we have an extended minting functionality. You can mint NFTs with images, GIFs, MP3, MP4s. You can add unlockable content. You can check the arbitrary royalties, so like 50%, 30%, the way you want. Build that into your item, and obviously customize your profile. So it always was like get to the leaderboard. It always was about the creator himself. Follow a lot of social aspect on the platform. You have the whole following feed where only the items from the people who you follow are displayed. So we love this social aspect a lot.
Love that. So I have a question for you as far as target audience and customers, a little bit more into it. So how do you guys go about finding your ideal customer or target audience as of now, considering, all these other NFT platforms are popping up? And you guys have been around for a while, which is great.
Yeah, we've been around for a while. I think our best strategy is to be in communities. We're known as community-owned and community-operated platform. We launched a governance token a year ago, but that's another story. But basically, it's just always be on the spotlight on Twitter. We do have a BD guys that are on the lookout for everyone for big drops. The French Montana team recently sold out their physical sneakers, and there are some digital left. You can check those out. So our target audience is basically the more consumer based, the more mainstream audience, because we designed Rarible to be simple, to be easy to use and fun, and that's why we look for people who just want to do something fun for their audience. So not to be like highly transactional, but more like a culture aspect of things.
Love that. And that's a great point. You actually talked about my next question, which was the governance token. So Rarible has a governance token called Rari. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we launched that. Again, we started as the most open platform, and basically that was another step in becoming even more open. So we launched the governance token about a year ago in July 2020, and that was a massive success. We were amongst the first 10 projects that launched a liquidity mining program. But DeFi projects, in their case, liquidity mining is like I supply capital. Whereas in the NFT project, in the marketplace, liquidity is the supply and demand on the marketplace. That's why we started rewarding suppliers and demanders on the marketplace. So basically buyers and sellers. And we distribute governance rights over the platform to the buyers and sellers. That's how you basically receive a cash back on every deal that you've made. It varies from 5% to 20% on the volume now. At the time we started, that was 100%. So basically everything was for free. So that's the process of progressive decentralization of the Rarible project. You earn the ownership over that, and there is the DAO. We recently launched a protocol, which is basically all the tech behind Rarible that allows you to spun up your own NFT project, your own NFT experience much more faster than if you build that ground up. And the protocol is directly governed by the DAO, completely built upon these open principles, open sourced, community owned, while Rarible.com is just one of the apps on top of that. So there is a vibrant ecosystem, and the Rari token is basically the key to that.
Love that. So the goal of Rarible is to evolve into a full-on DAO then, correct?
Exactly. Yeah, full-on DAO. It's already there. It's not yet in its best governance form. So we do have a signaling era right now, which is basically like a multi-sig snapshot voting, which is gasless, and it's early. If you want to participate in the Wearable DAO, just like join. It's early. It's never been a better time to do that.
Let's go.
Love that shout out. No, never a better time. We are gonna make it. Alex, it was announced earlier this year when Rarible raised money that there was a partnership with Dapper Labs, the company behind NBA Top Shot. Can you give us an update on this partnership with Dapper Labs and what it means for Rarible?
Basically, it means for Rarible that the Flow blockchain is the next blockchain we're going to adopt. The work is in the heavy development. It takes a lot of thought process to understand how do we combine two blockchains on the same platform, because they have different wallets, and we need to not confuse the user with like where do I go to get an item, and there is this big development undergoing these days. I cannot yet say what date we're going to launch, but it's basically be the next blockchain that we're going to. And the Dapper Labs is absolutely amazing team. They have absolutely amazing blockchain. No gas prices almost. It's really cheap, really environmentally friendly. Well, the team behind CryptoKitties obviously knew how to build a blockchain for NFTs.
In June, Rarible raised money in a new funding round. Can you tell us, why the decision to raise money then, and what will it go towards?
Yeah, so it's been a really fruitful year for Rarible. In just January 2021, we raised a Series Seed from Coinbase Ventures, Coin Fund, and 1KX. All those amazing funds, and later, just like 5 months later, we raised another 14.2 million, led by Venrock and Coin Fund. So it's basically the traction of the market, which resulted in our understanding that we need to scale the platform, we need to scale the team, we need to hire a lot of new team members, and investments always go to the team members, because you need to have a lot of people to integrate new blockchains. We recently integrated credit card support. So the motto behind this whole investment is like, we're going to be the best platform for mainstream drops. So really easy to use, supporting environmentally friendly blockchain, going multi-chain, going to L2s, supporting credit cards, simplified login flow, all sorts of things like that are for this round.
So at the time of that funding round, I saw an article that mentioned Rarible had $150 million in sales over an 18-month period. Is there any revenue or user metrics and figures that you can share with us to update viewers here?
Yeah, so the total sales, which are sit at the level of $212 million. It's a crazy number. I never have thought that we will get that crazy in just a couple of years. And with the 30 days numbers of 20 and 18 million over the past two respectful months. So that's pretty great. Again, we're doing almost $1 million per day in sales, and support a lot of creators.
Perfect. So Alex, we are an NFT show, but of course, Benzinga, right, where I am employed, we're a stock market news site. So one of the questions I have to ask, is Rarible considering an IPO? Is that in the long-term plans, and maybe how close is Rarible to getting there?
Oh yeah, it's a really great question. We have not thought about that yet properly, because obviously we have a governance token. We're moving towards a DAO, and in the same time we have a front end app, which is a private company that can go public. and basically the understanding of, are we going public or are we going to full DAO site with all the assets? It's unclear yet.
Absolutely. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit more. Can you tell us a little bit more about the new project, the protocol?
Yeah, I'm really glad you asked. So this have been the result of basically our 6 months of work. Well, actually, of all the 2 years of work, because what we did is we've taken out the infrastructure behind Rarible. So the smart contracts for creating items, the smart contracts for selling and buying items, the smart contracts for royalties, the indexing tool, which is like 90% of all the code of the protocol that tracks all the provenance, like what happened with each NFT, when it was born, to whom it was transferred, when and for how much that was sold, what the activity is, what our my NFT is, what are the NFT inside some collection are. So this is whole like trading infrastructure behind Rarible. We took that and separated that into a new project, which is Rarible protocol. So for everyone who wants to start their own NFT project, it became much easier. We basically spent 2 years developing that our own, and we know how hard that is, and that's why we made that for the community. So it's built on this open principles, open sourced, community governed, as I mentioned. So we provide certain guarantees to the people. Right now, there is no open source indexing tool available on the market that supports all the NFTs out there. So if you're building a wallet, for example, and you want to show your customer what are the NFTs that belong to that particular wallet, you need an indexing tool that will tell you, like, yeah, we know. You can't just go to blockchain and query that. Information is like spread thin across the whole blockchain in a really, really thin layer. And we aggregate that and provide that to the market. So for all the developers that want to build their project, it's an awesome set of infrastructure.
That's awesome, man. I love that. Can you tell us a little bit more about the revamped secondary trading on Rarible?
Thank you for asking that too. So obviously, in spite of this 10K collections, PFP projects, craziness that's going over, we went and revamped the whole experience of trading that collections on Rarible. So basically, it starts, if you're a collection owner, you can go to Rarible, you can find that collection, you can claim ownership over that, you can set up avatar, you can set up a cover image over that, you can set up multiple royalties. So like, let's say I want to put 1% to our community treasury, I want to put 0.5% to offset environmental impact of my collection. So set up multiple royalties and spread out the word about this collection to be traded on Rarible. Also, we released the top collections section, which is now on top of the whole website, which shows you all the leaderboard of the latest, coolest collections. And we track data not only on Rarible, but on the whole blockchain there. So if a collection originated like 20 million somewhere on other marketplaces, we put that data into the leaderboard. So you can find the fresh leaderboard of collections on Rarible. You can click on collection, you can trade that collection. We added filters by trades, various types of filters, price low to high. You can now like sort this and get the floor pricing. I know that sounds basic for a lot of people, because this is available already at some other places, but we've been always marketplace about creators. And sometimes I speak to people and they, oh, I never knew that you can trade secondary and Rarible at all. So I decided that they want to unpack on that. You can trade secondary and Rarible, and that's been an awesome experience lately.
Love that. Yeah, so the NFT space right now, I mean, has just gone completely parabolic in the last couple of months. What can Rarible do, or what is it doing, or what's going to do to, kind of establish its spot in the NFT market, moving forward?
Yeah. Basically, we stand really highly on this decentralized approach. It's really important. There is not many decentralized players out there. Protocol is a big play there. On the marketplace layer, we are building a tool for the generative art projects. So if you want to launch a new collection and you don't have a technical team that would help you to code all that, you can approach Rarible and we might help you to launch this. So this is a nice addition to the team. But overall, along the lines, we want to be open, we want to be decentralized, and we want to be fun and joyful in approaching the market. Obviously, going multi-chain with all the new blockchains that popping up is the big part of our strategy.
Exactly. That's actually a great question. The Solana, the Cardano, any implementation of that anytime soon?
It's actually really interesting that you named this too. I know Solana is hugely popular these days just because everybody tried to scale blockchains by dividing them into shards, by sharding, and Solana said, no, we weren't going to do that. We're going to have one just really fast and strong blockchain. That played out really well for them. So Solana is in thoughts. We haven't started that, but we are really looking over the Solana. And for Cardano, I think it's one of the most esoteric blockchains out there. It doesn't have a lot of traction these days. They just released smart contracts, so we haven't even approached that. The things we're looking on is Flow, Thesis, Polygon, and Polkadot. There is Moonbeam. It's an EVM compatible parachain of Polkadot. We're looking over those chains.
Awesome.
Well, Alex, I mean, some great answers there. One of the questions we always like to ask here, we try not to shill too many projects, but we have to ask people when they come on, what are some of your favorite projects that you own or that you've kind of followed along the story in NFTs?
Oh, it's a really good question. So I think I covered some of them. My probably all-time favorite is Kid 8 projects with Devils. I really like the aesthetics. It's like bold and fun and a little I don't have a correct word here. So yeah, here it is. I participated in auctions couple times. I never made it just because there was always a lot of guys who wanted that and were willing to fight better than me. This has been like absolutely amazing. I love these devils. So as you can see, there is not many available on the secondary sales. Everybody who's got them put them for sale like for 1,000 ETH. But you might try to get some bits there.
Yeah, there they are on screen. Those look great. We've talked about Kid 8 before. We're looking to maybe have him on the show in the future. Love this artwork and these style projects. So yeah. Alex, great shout out there. Well, this was exciting. I can honestly say, I didn't know a ton about Rarible, but now I think I'm up to speed. I love the DAO component. I think that could be exciting for the future. So I'll be checking out Rarible later today. So again, team, joining us on the show, Alex Salnikov, the head of product and co-founder of Rarible. Alex, thanks so much for taking time out of your busy schedule and joining us on the roadmap today.
Thank you, Chris and Maz. That's been exciting to be here.
Awesome. Thanks, we'll see you soon. Thanks, Alex. All right, guys, another exclusive interview here on the roadmap. I mean, Maz, that's exciting, right? To hear about Rarible, an NFT platform. One of my favorite things was that he said that the platform was built based on what? The creators, right? All about people who want to mint and create NFT projects. They support the artists. They support the creators. And then also that talk at the end, right? About, when you asked about, Solana and some of these other platforms. I like the Dapper Labs integration coming soon, the Flow blockchain. So some exciting times ahead. What do you think, Maz?
Yeah, Rarible is interesting because, like you said, it's for the creator, and that's actually how I heard about Rarible first, was from an artist, a very low key artist, sent me his work through Rarible, wanted me to check it out. So it's interesting now that NFTs have blown up, gone parabolic, to see, these competitors and seeing what they do to differentiate, their market share in the NFT world. So Rarible is one of those that has been around for a while, and I'm excited to see where they go with all the DAO and the token and things like that.
Definitely. Well, it looks like the chat loved the interview as well. And again, shout out to the Dizzy Dragons team for joining us today. I also saw a fun comment from a lion owner saying maybe they should put their lion in their Dizzy Dragon bungalow. So maybe they own both projects out there. So guys, it's time. There's that comment there from Michael. Guys, it's time to talk about some upcoming items, right? So let's talk about some future mints. Let's talk about some reveals that we're going to get. So if you have projects out there you want us to look at, again, we're not here to shill. This is not financial advice, but we love looking at projects we know or don't know and also seeing some of the artwork. So Maz, I bought into a project yesterday called Bastard Penguins, right? So Bastard Penguins. I got some of these, and they are going to reveal tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time, I believe. Are you in this project, and what do you think about this?
Yeah, I'm into these as well. It's cute profile picture season, so it looks like, all the cute profile pictures are mooning. So definitely, I minted a couple of these. I will be keeping up with the reveal. I do like how they look. They're pretty cute. They're pretty profile pic worthy. So yes, I will be tuning in for these.
What are you hoping for? Any traits? Any specifics there? I like that beanie hat. I think there was a Spider-Man looking one and a Bart Simpson looking one that I had my eye on. But again, and then also, Maz, so yeah, go ahead and answer that, and then we got to talk about their giveaway. So what traits are you looking for?
So I like the Power Ranger one, man.
Oh, the Power Ranger. My kids love Power Rangers.
Dude,
so
I would love that. But yeah, speaking of the giveaway, tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I mean, we've talked about projects, right, that do, giveaways. We had Secret Society of Whales talk, right, where they gave away a Bored Ape. So Bastard Penguins will be giving away some money, right, cash money, to a couple winners, and then also a Tesla. They are giving away a Tesla to one Bastard Penguin owner. They took their snapshot earlier today, I believe. So, Maz, you have the chance to win a Tesla just for getting one of these cute penguins. So, fingers crossed. But if I win that Tesla, I'm gonna be pretty pumped.
Exactly. Yeah, that's interesting to see that. So I'm curious to see if it's per wallet or if it's per penguin that you own.
I think it's per. I think it's one per penguin. One entry per penguin is what I read in the Discord. So we'll see if that ends up being true, because that gives me more than one entry here.
Exactly. Interesting. And then so they are unveiling tonight, and then we have the bears, right? Bears minted today. What were those called? The bear season bears?
Yeah, so we had Bear Market Bears.
Yes.
That's a fun name, right? And this was kind of cool artwork. And the thing that caught my eye, Maz, this project didn't have a ton of followers on Twitter or in the Discord. But then there were some articles circulated, right, that the artist of this project actually drew a comic for The New Yorker, a well-known magazine. Cool. And his story is that he lost his cool cat. He had it stolen. So he modeled this project after the cool cats, right? And you mentioned that earlier on the show, right? There's a lot of projects out there, a lot of FOMO, people looking for the next cool cats, right? So this project minted today, and it didn't have a lot of steam at first, but then it blew up in a hurry, right? We saw gas hit, I think, almost 400 as this thing started selling out towards the end. I like the artwork. I'm curious to see. It sounds like the reveal is going to be in 24 hours. So I do own some of these. This was 0.035 to mint, and we're at a floor of 0.06. So a decent return right now if you got in on this one early. But what do you think of this one, Maz?
Yeah, so again, they definitely remind me. I can tell they're inspired by cool cats, but actually, they're inspired by cool cats, but they have their own unique style to them. It's not a complete ripoff, which I like. I actually like these a lot. I like the computer one looks pretty cool. The gas mask one looks cool. So
Yeah, I
I'm
think
curious to see
they
how the
had
artwork
one
looks.
that they compared to Breaking Bad. It was Breaking Bear,
Yeah.
they called it, with the mask. So I like that. I mean, I'm a big fan of Breaking Bad. I watched that whole show. So to get a bear, along that lines would be kind of cool. So I own some of these, and I'm excited. Another mint that happened today that again started out slow, and then it sold out in a hurry. And that's why, sometimes it pays to be early. If you have the time to be on Twitter, be in these Discords, it can pay off with getting into some of these projects. So we also
Absolutely.
have Supducks, right? Supducks on September 30th. So that is Thursday this week. They are dropping King Frog. So you will be able to claim, if you are a duck holder, there's also going to be a public sale. So I kind of like this, right? You own a sup duck, you're going to get a frog. That picture down below, and your claimed frogs inherit your duck traits. Maz, that's a question we've asked a lot of these teams, right? When we had on, Doge Pound, when we had on cryptodads. When they normally do these new NFTs, it's a random draw, right? You don't get any traits from your existing one. Supducks is going to do it the other way. You're going to get traits based on your current holding. I'm a fan of both ways. I don't know which way I prefer. You have thoughts on this, Matt?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think one helps, current holders, and the other strategy is to bring in new holders, right? So it seems like this strategy is rewarding current holders a little bit more, that bought the rare ones, that have been able to, build the community. It's interesting because Supducks was one of the first projects when I first got into NFTs. It was Supducks and Cool Cats. Those were like, below 1 ETH floor. And it's crazy to see them grow so much so quick. So I'm a big fan of them and what they're doing so far. So I will definitely try to snipe a couple of these.
And then right before the show started, or actually when the show started, we did have a drop, Maz, that I was watching, didn't get into. Tropical Turtles. Did you hear of that one? I don't know if pictures out of this one yet, but they had a pretty big following on social media. So I'm curious to see if this one sold out and what kind of reaction it got. I don't see a tweet from them that it did sell out. 0.035 per turtle. But this was a project I was watching because Maz, I mean, it's got that cute factor, right? And we know how well that does. Yeah, so it looks like it did not catch on as quick as people thought. So it looks like still in progress. So anyone out there in the chat, start dropping those projects in. Maz, are there any other upcoming mints or events that you're watching that we didn't get to today?
You know what? It's interesting now because I've realized a lot of these projects that are successful, they're stealth drops. They're not marketed, they're not promoted anywhere. They just happen at a random time. So no, there's nothing specific, but I feel like the most successful projects right now have been stealth drops. So I will keep my eye out for those because there's just so many projects going around, What about you?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is either the stealth drops or these ones like the bears, right? Where maybe it was on a calendar, but it wasn't on a big calendar. It wasn't widely circulated, but then it takes, some different community artwork, seeing the roadmap, seeing the cute factor, right? To really get the momentum going. That's how I found out about, the bears today. The bastard penguins, I didn't see them on a big calendar. It was just, finding it through the community, right? Which we're all about. Shout out Ruel in the chat. Ruel asking about Dark Horizon. I do not know this one. That artwork, though, in that PFP looks pretty cool. So Ruel saying, I love the art I saw from it. Ruel, give us some more info maybe while we're looking up. I'm guessing this one has not minted yet. Do we have a date?
It says October.
October. Okay.
Yeah.
Maz, what do you think of that artwork? I mean, it looks, similar to some projects, but I think it's different enough. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely getting the Oni Omnimorph vibe from this one. They're cool. I like them. I would look more into the roadmap and seeing the community. I like them a lot for sure. The color pops. I think the color with these are pop a little more to me just looking at them from a just outside point of view really quick. What do you think of?
Yeah, and Ruel saying October 10th is the mint date, so we're gonna have to add that to the calendar. I like that, we've got some time to do the research and look. I like that color. I feel like those colors pop, especially the ones where like the face is purple and the moon behind is purple, or green and green. You know what I mean? The color on the
Yeah.
color, I kind of like those.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the question is, would it make a good profile picture, right? If it's a yes, then it's most likely going to do well.
Yeah, and I
Not
mean,
financial advice.
that's the big thing, right? Are we back to Oni and some of the big artwork projects being profile pictures, or are we full in on the cute factor season? Maz, another thing we didn't talk about, and I don't know if you saw this. I know someone shouted it out in the Discord. I wrote an article about it. Discord changed to where if you are a Nitro member, so if you pay the monthly fee of either $4.99 or $9.99, you can now change your Discord profile picture in each individual Discord. Did you know that?
I did see that, and I think that's really awesome because we're involved in so many communities. And I wonder if they did that strictly because of NFTs.
I think so. That was the article I wrote, Maz, was if you're big in NFTs, right? So Discord started, it was heavy in the video game community. Then it was, big for stock trading communities. And now we know all too well, right, that it is so big for NFTs building communities. So I think this is huge, right? Because, if I'm in a bunch of different Discords, but I own a bunch of different NFTs, how do I pick which one I display across all the Discords I'm in? Also, if you're trying to be a loyal member to a Discord, but they see that your profile picture is a different NFT project, I've had that happen, right? How does that look? But you can't just make it, you want to be in more than one Discord, so you can't just make it one profile. So now if you pay, which I think it's worth it, right? Because you also get server boost, you get unlimited Discords. I know I've hit that, right? Where you hit 100 Discords and you can't add any more. But to be able to change your profile picture, why not show off the NFTs you bought? Isn't that part of, having that wallet with all these different NFTs is the value, the rise in growth, and also the show off factor?
Exactly. No, that's awesome. Actually, one other thing I want to talk about, we didn't talk about. Did you see Joe Rogan was talking about apes in his last episode yesterday? He pulled up a picture of an ape and started talking about it.
I didn't. Which ape? He was talking about bored apes or the new ones? Okay.
Yeah, bored apes. Yeah.
I did not.
He was just kind of going over the price, and he caught, just screenshotted it type of thing. He wasn't really a big believer, which just shows us how early we are. I still think public perception of NFTs are you can just screenshot this or just left click, right click, save. So it was interesting to see that.
Yeah, I'm seeing a comment here from Omar in the chat. Thoughts on Hall of Fame goats, Maz? I remember when these came out. I don't know if you know these, but it is one of the artists behind Bored Apes, right? And he also recently launched the Vampires. So well-known artist in the NFT community. I was surprised that these didn't really take off when they were launched. We have a floor right now of 0.05. What do you think of goats? I think I also saw recently that they were working on an updated roadmap, or maybe a fusion or a new something. I'm gonna have to look at this. But what do you think of Hall of Fame goats?
Funny story. This was actually one of my first couple of live mints. This was one of my first live mints that I did when they launched back in July. The original roadmap was, I think they were going to do a festival or something like that. And I just think they got lost with all the new hype coming on. They kind of got slept on, but I like the art. I'm curious to see what the roadmap is. And the thing about these NFTs is we go through cycles, right? So these goats may end up pumping a week or a month or a year from now. Who knows? Considering the fact that Bored Apes has become successful and they have ties to the artist, that's huge.
Yeah, definitely helps to have, the artist of one of the biggest projects out there. The Vampire one had a huge Discord, a huge demand, right, based on him being in the project. We're going to have to check out the roadmap of Hall of Fame Goat Lodge, because there could be something there. Well, that is just going to about do it for our show today. Coming up after the roadmap, Benzinga is premiering an education video on short selling. I know that's that evil phrase, right? In the stock market, short selling. But we're going to give you some education on short selling and why investors should maybe look at that new avenue. Maz, we do not have a show on Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern time because Benzinga is hosting a healthcare conference covering healthcare stocks. But I'm thinking maybe when that healthcare conference ends, should we whip up a live episode of the roadmap at like 5 p.m. Eastern time? What do you think? You think the community out there wants that? Should we ask for some votes right now?
Yeah, I'm curious to hear some votes. We'll ask community. Definitely, if you're watching and you want us to do a show later in the day on Thursday, thumbs up, leave us a comment. There's just so much going on in the NFT world, Chris, that when you miss a day, it feels like you're missing so much content to talk about. So yeah, I think the community will be down for it.
Yeah, so guys, smash the like and press 1 in the chat. Want to see us Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern time when the healthcare conference ends. You heard Maz and I talking headlines and some of these upcoming mints, right? I said Thursday, September 30th, a couple times. That's Thursday. If we don't do a show Thursday, you won't hear from us again until next week. So we're going to miss out on some stuff. Well, it looks like there's a lion out there that wants to see us Thursday. So
let's do it.
Let us know. Leave comments in the video after this airs as well. And hit Maz and I up on Twitter. Handles are there on the screen. Also want to bring up our roadmap Twitter if I can find it here as well. But another great show, right? Exciting times for NFTs. There it is, at the roadmap BZ, our Twitter account, and then also follow Maz and I, and let us know if you want to hear more from us on Thursday. Maz, happy trading out there. I know we'll be talking over the next couple days, and hopefully we will see the community on Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern time.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're always looking for new projects. I mean, me and Chris constantly talk every single day about new projects coming up. So if you know any, let us know on Twitter. We're always on the search. So I'm excited, and we will see you on Thursday.
Awesome. Bye, everyone.